Hello everyone. Now today we are going to see the different types of gearboxes. So this gearbox, it is particularly used to either speed up or speed down the speed of the vehicle. So the first type of gearbox is the constant mesh gearbox. So here in this constant mesh gearbox, if you see here, this is the shaft which is coming from the engine. So first of all, this gearbox, it is placed in between the powerhouse, that is the engine, and the transmission, is the output part. So here the shaft which is coming from the engine is the input shaft to this gearbox, and this is the output shaft of the gearbox system, which is going to the transmission system. So here this is the another lay shaft which is placed parallel to the main shaft. So in this case, these two gears, so they are particularly first of all engaged initially. So there will be no any power transmission to the output shaft. But if you try to engage this the sliding dog clutch one, so this is the sliding dog clutch one, and this is the second sliding dog clutch. So this sliding dog clutch, when it is engaged with this gear, then the power is transmitted through the lay shaft to the main shaft. And for the first position, this gear is engaged with this part, and for the second position, this gear is engaged for the middle gearbox, so that the in such case the power will be raised simultaneously. And these are the idler wheels which will be used for the reverse gear position. So the main role is playing here the sliding dog clutch, which will be engaging and disengaging the main shaft with the lay shaft. So in this way, the constant mesh gearbox continuously work. Next is the sliding mesh gearbox. So in this particularly sliding mesh here, the gears are now going to slide on the spline shaft. In previous slide, both the gears, either input or output gear, they were both engaged with respect to each other. And with the help of sliding dog clutch, they were transmitting the power from input to output. But in this sliding mesh gearbox, here the gears, they are not engaged with respect to each other. But in this case, on this spline shaft, with the help of this gear lever knob, you are going to mesh the gears with this gears mounted on the lay shaft. Okay. Then with the help of this main spline shaft for the top gear position, you have to engage this gear with the main shaft which is coming from the engine, that is the clutch shaft. So that diagram has been elaborated here. If you see here, this is the spline shaft, then this is the lay shaft, and this is the shaft which is coming from the engine. So for the second and third gear position, you are directly engaging with this main shaft, and for first and reverse gear position, you are engaging this gear with this gear. So you will directly get the output from this main shaft, means of this main spline shaft. So this is the sliding mesh gearbox. Then second is the Synchromesh gearbox. Then in this Synchromesh gearbox, it is similar to the constant mesh gearbox, because here on this lay shaft, this U1, U2, U3, U4, these are the gears which are in continuous engaged with this gears, that is A, B, C, D, and E. And here, this is the dog clutch 1, S1, and this is the dog clutch 2. So these are the two sliding dog clutch S1 and S2, and these are the feather-like structure which are going to engage with these gears, so that your first, second, third, and fourth position will be obtained by engaging this sliding dog clutch 1 and sliding dog clutch 2. So this is the shaft which is coming from the engine, that is the clutch shaft, and this is the shaft which is going to transmit, that is the main shaft, that is the output shaft. And on this lay shaft, the gears, they are placed fixed in fixed position. There will be no any translatory motion of these gears on lay shaft as well as on the main shaft. So in this way, the Synchromesh gearbox, it works. Then next is your differential gearbox. So what is this differential gearbox? Here, this differential gearbox, it is only used to transmit the power. But here there will be no any speeding up or speed down. So this differential gearbox we are using in the rear axle for the commercial vehicles. So this is the shaft, propeller shaft, which is coming from the gearbox. Then these are the two shafts which are going to the each of the rear wheel. This is the left wheel, this is the right wheel. Then this is the crown wheel. This is the crown wheel, or it is also called as bevel ring gear. And this is the sun and plant gear system. This is the bevel pinion, to which this bevel pinion is giving input to this bevel ring gear. And this bevel ring gear is now moving this planetary system. So here studs are there. Then this total system is called as a cage. So in this case, what is the use of using this differential gearbox? As we know that it is not used to speed up or speed down the speed, but while taking turn, on a curve path, if means in order to avoid the skidding phenomena of the vehicle, we have to use this differential gearbox. For example, now if your vehicle is taking turn towards left hand side, so what should be the condition to avoid the skidding phenomena? This left axle wheel should move in less speed as compared to outer wheel for the left turning position, and similarly for the right turning position, this left wheel it should move more than the inner wheel. So if this condition is satisfied, then and then only we can say that our vehicle will be not skidding, it will be not having any skidding phenomena. So in this way, this differential gearbox we are using. Thank you.